Did you know that you can make $10,000 a month in a federal government job? Most federal government jobs are on the GS pay scale that goes from GS1 to GS15. To earn $10K a month or $120K a year, you would need to have to be a GS13. But if you lived in a large city, you would only need to be a GS12. GS12 might seem high, but it is actually the most common grade in the federal government. So now the question is, can you get to GS12? Yes, you can, and there's two ways. One way is if you have the right experience, and another way is if you do not have the right experience. Okay, so what is the right experience? First thing you have to understand is whatever job is out there in the private sector, there's pretty much a match of that job in the government. And even if there's not, you can use parts of your job to qualify as the right experience. It doesn't matter if it was minimum wage or the military, volunteer experience, a sales job. All that experience could be relevant. Let's say you're in Columbus, Ohio right now, and you have a few years of administrative experience. With that level of experience, you probably could go over to the Marriott. You would earn yourself $19 an hour. It's not great. What is that, like $36,000 a year? Let's compare that with a federal government job in Ohio. We have an administrative assistant position in the IRS with a salary between $46,000 and $75,000 a year, and it's in Columbus, Ohio. This job is not asking you for fancy experience. You do not have to be a current government employee. You do not have to be a military veteran. The required experience includes providing office administrative support, analyzing information, preparing correspondence, and maintaining a calendar. You get yourself a job like that, and in just 1 year, you're eligible for promotion. And for this job, it means you would be eligible for GS9. And then after 3 years, you would be a status candidate. You would have tenure in the federal government, meaning that you could come and go as you please. You stay in the government this year, then maybe you take a 3-5 year break, pursue another endeavor, do another job, maybe be an entrepreneur, and then you can come back. And then after that, you hit the 5-year mark. After 5 years, you're fully vested in a pension. And what that means for you is money for the rest of your life. You won't have to make the gamble in the stock market. You still can. You can still have your 401k, your IRA, whatever you have, do that. But also rest assured you will have a guaranteed federal pension. You can start collecting it 57 years old, 60 years old, depending on when you were born and how many years you do in the government. If you are interested in getting a federal government job, I send out virtual federal hiring events every single week. If you want me to email you that, sign up to the newsletter down below. Another great thing about federal government jobs is that they exist all throughout our country and all across the world. If you ever wanted to check out Germany, Spain, Italy, maybe see what's going on in Japan, you can do that. There are job opportunities in the Department of Defense and the Department of State. You can check those out. You can go and travel the world in a lot of these different positions. So how do you get started? First step is to look at your skills and experiences and see how it matches up with different job series. Now, the job we were just looking at is a 0303. That's a good start. If you have administrative skills, the 0300 series is your friend. That is where you want to start. If you're an instructor, a teacher, something like that, 1700 job series. Maybe you want to deal more with finance. You have some financial experience, you have a financial education, 0500. Even if you're a security guard, you can look at the 0000 job series. You got security guard, you got police, park rangers. There's all type of opportunities out there. Maybe you're IT. You have an IT background, 2210 is your job series. The OPM job series handbook, I'll leave a link in the description below. It has all the information that you need in order to discover what job series will fit you the best. Once you've done that, the next step is to actually build out your federal resume. You're doing it with result-oriented achievements that is directly relevant to the job that you're applying for. Once you've done that, the next step is consistency. You're not just going to apply once a week. No. You're not going to do that. You're not going to apply once a month. You're going to get after it 2 to 3 times a day. 2 to 3 times a day. That's what you're doing. You're staying consistent. And after about 2 or 3 months, the interviews are going to come in. And if they're not, look at that resume again. But keep in mind that $10K a month, you will hit it at GS-12. But there's a lot of deductions. You know the drill. Federal taxes, state taxes, payroll taxes, all of that stuff. In addition to that, you have your FERS deduction. That's 4.4%. So if you want to be on the safe side, if you want the 10K, I would just go ahead and aim for GS-13. You can also negotiate your pay. So throughout the GS grades, you have step 1 through step 10. Every step is about 3.5% more money. So the difference between step 1 and step 10, $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 a year. So whatever job offer you get, if you're not a federal employee, you need to try to negotiate. You send a memo to the human resource specialist and you tell them, I am a superiorly qualified candidate and I'm requesting step 5 or step 6 or whatever it is in your situation. Right now in the United States, 1/3 of all working American adults are making $15 an hour or less. And you can't do anything with that. You can't really have a meaningful life with such a meager salary. You want to have a car, you want to have an apartment or a house, maybe start a family. These are all great things to do, but it's not going to be possible if you're stuck in a retail job at the bottom of the ladder and there's no room to progress. You're just there with the same people for years and years, turns into decades, and before you know it, your life is over. I firmly believe that a federal government job, not just a government job in the federal government, but also state government jobs as well. This is the bedrock of the middle class. If you want the American dream, when it comes to having a place where you have 4 walls and a roof, and you can afford a car and groceries, food on the table, if you want that, you need to be in the middle class. You need to aspire to get there if you're not there, if you're below that level. This is one of the ways you can open up that door with federal, state, and city government jobs. Now, not everybody likes government jobs. Believe me, I hear a lot from the population that doesn't like it. But if you're willing to do it, and once you get in, make the changes that you want to make. If there's a stereotype you don't like about government jobs, do not be that stereotype. Come in there, be hard charging, be motivated, inspire others, and get your tasks done. Do more than what's expected of you. Fight the stereotype if you're concerned about that. All right, if you are looking for federal government jobs, I did a live stream recently. I talk about the federal hiring process. I talk about USAJobs.gov. I talk about a whole bunch of different government jobs. If you're interested in that, then I want you to watch this video next. If you would like to see more videos like this, please click like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.